Well, CJLEADS, the Criminal Justice Law Enforcement Automated Data Services, is a web-based application that provides law enforcement and the courts with access, easy access to the 41 million files North Carolina has on 13.5 million offenders. So what it does is it's a web-based system, let's say, that uses fuzzy logic. It has role-based security so that it limits who can have access to what type of information. Particularly, you want to be careful about rights to privacy and that sort of thing. But most importantly, it allows our law enforcement officers to have the information that they need in order to do their jobs, makes them safer, and as a result of that, it makes our community safer, makes us as citizens safer. Well, I, as the representative of the state of North Carolina, entered into an agreement with the Federal Bureau of Investigation that, and so we are applying CJLEAD standards to all of this data. And as a result of that, there are bits of information that, for obvious reasons, as we know, post 9/11, we live in a different world than we did before that event. And there are people that live in and among us, around us, that are not necessarily advocates of democracy and open government. And so there are times when law enforcement agencies need to have access to information that the rest of us don't have in order to make us safer. Well, we've seen all kinds of benefits, and from cases, for example, where we had this is a happy scenario, where we had a lady who unfortunately was suffering from Alzheimer's and was out on Capitol Boulevard in Raleigh, which is 5 lanes coming, 5 lanes going. She could not remember her name, did not know where she lived, but could remember her son's name. Raleigh PD was able to get the son's name, put the son's name into the system, searched the system, and found address, telephone number, was able to get the lady home safely. That's a happy instance. But we also have instances, for example, where we had over, I believe it was in Holly Springs, where we had a felony gun theft situation. The young lady that was at home knew the first name of one of the individuals and had a Facebook picture. They were able to run that information through CJLEADS, got the complete name, got the address, was able to identify the other perpetrator. As a result of that, make the arrest, recover the weapons, and so those types of activities are how it's being used.
Well, as Mr. McCoy explained, the CJLEADS application is a searchable database that, based on your role and your reason, you can look up an individual, an offender, within the application and find if there are any criminal offender information records out there, to go and find the specific offender that you're interested in. Again, this is all false or fake dummy data that we put out there for demonstration purposes only, which is why the images are blurry on this screen. When you go in to view their some basic information with some warning icons that inform the law enforcement officer or criminal justice official immediately of some pressing information, and such as that this individual should be approached with caution.